dog, I cried. It's like my little bro. Like, he don't deserve that either. He really don't. So, just to understand what he's going to have to go through and to be there for him physically, mentally is just so challenging because he's so talented. The year he was having, I mean, dog, I really just don't think that's fair either.
Dallas Cowboys fans' stomachs everywhere turned upside down the moment we saw Demarvion Overshown unable to leave the field under his own power. And then once we seen the replay of what actually happened, I was just sick to the stomach, man. I had a pit just form in the center of my gut, and it hasn't left since. I went to sleep, I woke up, and the first thing that was on my mind was, oh my goodness, that injury was absolutely disgusting. And with the last bit of information that I saw concerning his injury, I absolutely feel for Demarvion Overshown. He has quickly developed into one of my favorite players in the National Football League. I absolutely love watching this dude play football because he plays football as like a true purebred football player, and there's no better joy as someone who just loves the game of football, of watching guys like this play the game. And his presence, his energy, his aura, just everything he brings to the team. You can watch sounds from the sideline after we finally won. You can just see what Demarvion Overshown's presence means to that team. Just all of that, bro, all of that is going to be missed by not only the players, but the fan base as well. So to that Demarvion Overshown, we all want to wish you a speedy recovery. Get healthy, my brother. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors. And I have no doubt in my mind that you are indeed one of his strongest warriors, but my heart can't take this no more, man. My heart cannot take the 2024 season for the Cowboys. According to Clarence Hill Jr. of DLLS Cowboys, Demarvion Overshown is believed to have ruptured several ligaments in his knee. It's more severe than just an ACL injury, ladies and gentlemen. So it's legitimately the worst case scenario you could have possibly thought of for Demarvion Overshown. And this was the last bit of information I went to bed off of as it pertains to his injury. This was the last thing I saw concerning Demarvion Overshown and his health. And this left so many just questions about his future. And it made me think about one thing in particular. Honestly, what's probably going to be my biggest fear developing from this entire 2024 season. Out of everything that's happened this entire season, even Dak Prescott going down. We know Dak is going to be back, man. Dak ain't out here trying to be Lamar Jackson. He don't even need a fully healthy hamstring. As long as he can run around and do what he needs to do as a quarterback back there in that pocket, he'll be fine. But this singular incident with Demarvion Overshown is probably the most devastating thing that could have possibly happened to us as a fan base, to them as a team, and to him as an individual, based off of everything he had to fight back from. Getting an injury even worse than the one he just previously had to rehab from it's soul crushing, y'all. Because if you remember last season, I believe that injury came from a non-contact injury, and I'm not quite sure if it's the exact same knee or not. I don't think it's the same knee, but that just left a huge fear in my mind. And that fear was, I really hope Demarvion Overshown doesn't become one of the greatest what-if stories of all time. And I think that that's a very legitimate fear. But Demarvion Overshown himself had a very, very powerful message that he wanted to send to Attack on Cowboys and to Cowboys fans everywhere. And that's the fact that he says he guarantees that it won't. Okay, so he guarantees he won't become the greatest what-if story, one of the greatest what-if stories of all time. And what that tells me is, somehow, even amidst all this darkness that this young man finds himself shrouded with, the light he lets off continues to shine bright, and he's clearly allowing that positivity to carry him through this moment. Man, everything about this guy makes you want to be a fan of Demarvion Overshown. Everything about the kid. Again, coming back from the injury he had last season after he had a fast start to preseason, and by all indications shown that he was going to be the guy that he was this season, he was showing flashes of the fact that he was going to be that very same guy last season. And the worst part about this entire thing is, this brother was on pace to being able to compete for an all-pro spot this season. That's how good Demarvion Overshown was playing this season. No. That's how great Demarvion Overshown individually was playing this season, he was one of the lone bright spots in a desert of dullness. Demarvion Overshown, man, this hurts. The fact that he sent this message, however, and the fact that he himself is still believing in himself, he's still believing that he's going to be able to come back and be who we all thought he was on pace to be, and I'm sure he himself thought he was on pace to be. I love it. And I love everything about this dude, and I'm wishing nothing but the best for Demarvion Overshown. And I'm going to tell y'all, if anybody had the right type of disposition, the right type of mentality, the right type of energy that they carry themselves with just in general, not just on the football field, just in general, as a human being, it's Demarvion Overshown. If anybody had to write all of that to be able to overcome a situation like this, it's definitely a guy like a Demarvion Overshown. But his 2024 NFL season ends with him totaling 87 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 touchdown return from a pick-6 interception. Demarvion Overshown was absolutely on his way to having at least at minimum, a Pro Bowl type of season, and depending on how he finished the season up and depending on how that game would have went, man, it just all kind of craziness didn't happen, man. If Mike McCarthy wasn't allergic to success, if the special teams didn't have a complete brain freeze in the worst possible time, if Amani Oruwariye wasn't concerned with trying to be a hero, if different things didn't happen, man, Demarvion Overshown absolutely would have been on pace to be an all-pro this season, especially if the Cowboys found themselves actually competing for a playoff spot. At that point, voters would have been looking for, okay, who are the guys that made this miraculous turnaround happen? And at the center of that would have been a Demarvion Overshown. So this absolutely hurts. It absolutely hurts. But again, Demarvion Overshown said he guarantees that he will not become one of the greatest what-if stories ever, and that's probably the best case scenario for the Dallas Cowboys. But as of right now, I'm not even worried about Demarvion Overshown back on the field, because chances are, man, with that kind of injury, we're probably not going to see him. And as late as it is in the season, we may not see Demarvion Overshown, man, until midway through next season, towards the end of the next season, kind of like a Deron Bland type of situation this year as far as when he actually came back and was available to play. We may not see Demarvion Overshown next season at all based off of this type of injury. So it's not even about, oh, hurry up and get back and play. It's just, at this point, you got to think about the young man's mental health, because that I just couldn't imagine. I just couldn't imagine fighting back and doing everything he had to do to get back, and being robbed of his rookie season, and then also being robbed of his sophomore season, in which he was really showing everybody he was damn well worth the wait of his rookie season. Demarvion Overshown, nothing but love and respect from the first line of defense for America's team, from Attack on Cowboys, from the attack. Nothing but respect from all of us over here, Cowboys fans, man. Get well soon, get healthy, take care of your mentals, brother, and just know that we all love and support you, man. And we stay them same old Cowboys.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.